สนับสนุนโดย ggkeystore.com นี่เลยครับร้านสารพัดบัตรเติมเงินออนไลน์อัตโนมัติสำหรับคอเกมโดยเฉพาะเพียงท่านนั่งง่อยอยู่ที่บ้านพิมพ์ปุ๊บได้ปั๊บจะรอทำไมไปรษณีย์ไทยมีตั้งแต่ PlayStation Plus ทุกโซนไม่เล่นออนไลน์นะครับ Xbox Live Nintendo Shop ก็ยังมีเลยแกลิงก์อยู่ใต้คลิปและลองกดเข้าไปดมดูกันได้ตอนนี้ผมขอตัวไปบีบคอพ่อค้าร้านเก่าก่อนแม่งขายกูแพงเกินซื้อบัตรเติมเงินชั่วโมงนี้ต้อง ggkeystore.com นะพวกแกก็รู้อยู่นะว่าชาแนลเนื้อเรื่องมันก็ต้องสปอยอยู่แล้วล่ะแต่คลิปนี้มันเป็น critical spoil จุดหักมุมอะครับใครที่ยังเล่นเควสสาย BOS อยู่เล่นไม่จบเนี่ยก็อย่าเพิ่งดูคลิปนี้จะดีกว่านะฮะเตือนแล้วเนาะ
Oh, Knight. I was told you were coming. Sorry about this business with Dance.
What do you know about the situation?
While I was decrypting all of the data you acquired from within the Institute, I came across a list. It appears that the Institute keeps exemplary records where their synths are concerned, including logging those that were reported missing. As I was perusing this list, I came across an image of Dance under the heading M797. A quick DNA comparison with our own records told the rest of the tale. I'm certain this comes as quite a shock to you, Knight. I'm sorry.
I don't need apologies. I need to know where he is.
Yes, you're quite right. I've been poring over Dance's duty reports and, unfortunately, I haven't found any concrete information. As you're well aware, Dance had intimate knowledge of the Commonwealth, and I'm afraid he could be seeking refuge anywhere. I think our best approach would be to identify every location he's ever visited and eliminate them as possibilities one by one. You may want to get comfortable. This could take quite a bit of...
What the hell is this crap about Dance being a synth?
I assume your outburst was a reference to some doubt regarding Dance's identity. I can assure you that my findings are quite accurate, Scribe.
So he sets Dance up, and then you knock him down. Is that it?
I don't like your tone, Halen.
My tone. Who cares about protocol at a time like this? I can't believe that after everything Paladin Dance did for you, you're just gonna turn your back on him like this. There's obviously been a mistake, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Scribe Halen, you're addressing a senior officer, and you will show her the respect that she's due, or so help me, I'll have you brought up on charges. Now, unless you're here with information that can assist us, I suggest you return to the police station immediately.
Of course. My apologies, Proctor. I believe I have some information that's relevant to the search.
Very well then. Would you care to enlighten us? Or do we have to wait until you decide to grace us with your knowledge?
Knight, if you'd accompany me to the flight deck, I'd like to show you the information I've compiled firsthand. I've stored the data on my Vertibird gunship's computer.
I'll take anything that gets me closer to finding Dance.
Yes, ma'am.
Proceed, Knight. I'll continue doing my research here.
If you'll follow me, ma'am.
เอ๊ะทำไมมันกลับลำเร็วจังวะจะบอกให้ว่าเฮเลนเนี่ยเขาทั้งนับถือแดนซ์ในฐานะผู้บังคับบัญชาด้วยแล้วก็ชอบพอแดนซ์ในแบบชู้สาวด้วยนะคือทีมแดนซ์เนี่ยเขาเป็นทีมรีคอนลาดตระเวนระยะไกลนะครับก็บุกเดี่ยวเข้ามาในคอมมอนเวลท์ก่อนเรือเหาะแค่ 4-5 คนนะมาดูต้นทางอะไรประมาณนั้นก่อนที่เราจะเจอพวกเขาที่สอนอเนี่ยเฮเลนได้รับคำสั่งจากแดนซ์ให้การุญยฆาตอัศวินคนหนึ่งที่ได้รับบาดเจ็บจนโคม่าครับเฮเลนเครียดมากแต่ก็ทำครับสุดท้ายร้องไห้โฮไปกอดแดนซ์ก็ไม่ว่าอะไรก็กอดเฮเลนอย่างนั้นจนเฮเลนสงบนะสุดท้ายเฮเลนขอบคุณแดนซ์ด้วยการหอมแก้มครับก็แค่นั้นที่เหลือก็ไปจิ้นกันต่อเองนะพวกแกนี่มึงจะรวมกูไปฆ่าปาดคอป่ะนะอีเฮเลน
Do you actually plan on killing Paladin Dance?
That's a risky question, Halen.
I know it is, but I need you to listen to me for a minute. I've known Paladin Dance ever since I was an initiate. He trained me, showed me the ropes, and when I screwed up, he taught me to dust myself off and move on. He's earned my admiration, my respect. And my friendship. I don't care what Quinlan's report says. I don't care if he's a machine or not. He's still Dance.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Because someone has to before you rush off and carry out Maxson's orders without thinking about what you're doing. Dance is the most selfless person I've ever met. I've watched him risk his own life based on nothing more than principle alone. That's why I'm asking you, not just as a member of the Brotherhood, but as a human being. Give him a chance. Let him tell his side of the story. If you're not convinced by what he says, or somehow he's become truly lost to us, then you do what you have to do.
You actually gonna listen to this nonsense?
All right, I'll hear him out.
That's all that I ask. I'll just have to trust that when the time comes, you'll do the right thing. Before the Pribwin showed up, Dance had me identify a fallback point if we ever lost the police station. It was Listening Post Bravo, an old pre-war US military outpost on the northern frontier of the Commonwealth. It's isolated, and we're the only ones that knew about it. So, there's a good chance that's where he's headed. Just be careful. There's no telling what state of mind he's in right now, or if he trusts any of us at all.
ก็แฟร์ดีนะ คือเฮเลนไม่ได้บอกว่าอย่าฆ่าแดนซ์นะครับ แค่ขอโอกาสให้ลองคุยดูก่อน ไว้คุยไม่รู้เรื่องแบบเปลี่ยนเป็นโหมดซินเต็มตัวหรือแบบอยู่ดูกระโดดงับหูเรานี่ค่อยว่ากันไปตามเรื่องนะครับ ไม่ใช่แบบสั่งฆ่าเหมือนหมูเหมือนหมาแบบนี้แล้วจะอะไรขาวๆมึงจะแก้ผ้าทำตัวอะไรของมึงเนี่ยขาวล้ำสเปคเจ๊พอดีเย็ดเป็ดอาราอารามแน่นๆกันเลยทีเดียวแล้วกูจะซูมทำไมเนี่ย
I'm not surprised Maxson sent you. He never liked to do the dirty work himself.
Why didn't you tell me, Dance?
Because I didn't know. Until Quinlan got that list decoded, I thought synths were the enemy. I never expected to hear that I was one of them. If it wasn't for Halen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So, what are your orders? Does Maxson even want me alive?
How could you not know that you're a synth?
It doesn't make sense to me either. It just feels like a cruel joke. I remember being a child. I remember growing up in the ruins, everything. I suppose they programmed that all into my head. I mean, I feel like I've been in control of my entire life, making my own decisions and determining my own fate. Even though the proof states I'm a synth, I don't feel any different than I did before. I still feel like a human. Why does any of this even matter to you? You're obviously here to carry out Maxson's orders. Does he even want me alive?
No, but I'm hoping there's a way out.
Don't be ridiculous. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that this must be difficult for you. I wish Maxson had sent someone else, but that doesn't change a thing. I'm a synth, which means I need to be destroyed. If you disobey your orders, you're not only betraying Maxson, you're betraying the Brotherhood of Steel and everything it stands for. Synths can't be trusted. Machines were never meant to make their own decisions. They need to be controlled. Technology that's run amok is what brought the entire world to its knees, and humanity to the brink of extinction. I need to be the example, not the exception.
If you really feel that way, why did you run in the first place?
The moment I learned the truth, I knew my life was in danger. I'm a soldier, so self-preservation kicked in. I needed to regroup and assess the situation. Once I got here, and I had some time to think, I realized I'd just made everything worse. I should have stayed on the Prydwen and accepted the inevitable. Like I said, I need to be the example, not the exception.
I can't tell if that's the human or the machine talking.
The fact that you're confused only strengthens my decision. I'm ready to accept the consequences of my true identity. Maxson's ordered you to execute me, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stand in your way.
Is there any way out of this?
We both know that this is the right thing to do. If you refuse to follow Maxson's orders, you're undermining everything the Brotherhood stands for. I can't allow that to happen on my account.
No. I won't do it, Dance.
I can't believe you'd risk your life just to keep me alive. Why would you do that for me?
What do you mean, risk my life?
If Maxson learns that you've disobeyed a direct order to save the life of a synth, he'd have you executed. Why would you risk that for me?
I've already lost my family. I don't want to lose my friend.
You're right. How could I have been so blind? I should consider how my death might affect the people that care about me. People like you and Halen. Perhaps now that you've opened my eyes, I can consider my next move.
What's our next move?
You need to continue your fight against the Institute. I have my own path to follow. The only clear choice is for me to leave the Commonwealth. The sooner I make for the border, the sooner I put this behind me. Take my holotags. Use them to prove that your mission was a success, or Maxson will just send someone else to hunt me down. Now, come on. Let's get the hell out of here.
แม่งเป็น BOS ทั้งตัวและหัวใจยิ่งกว่ามนุษย์จริงๆซะอีกนะเนี่ยเจ็บนะเว้ยอยู่ๆวันหนึ่งรู้ว่าเราเป็นแค่ซินน่ะภาพความทรงจำวัยเด็กนะพ่อแม่แฟนเก่าทั้งหมดมันเป็นแค่โปรแกรมที่เขาตั้งขึ้นมามันไม่ได้เกิดขึ้นจริงๆด้วยซ้ำเป็นผมคงรับไม่ได้วะไม่รู้ดิ
How dare you betray the Brotherhood?
It's not her fault. It's mine.
I'll deal with you in a moment. Knight, why has this thing not been destroyed?
How did you find us?
When I sent you to execute this machine, I suspected you'd have difficulty following my orders. Now that I've arrived, it appears that my instincts were correct. What did it say to you that made you betray the Brotherhood? Why is it still alive?
He's not a thing. He's one of your best men.
Have you taken leave of your senses? Dance isn't a man. It's a machine. An automaton created by the Institute. It wasn't born from the womb of a loving mother. It was grown within the cold confines of a laboratory. Flesh is flesh. Machine is machine. The two were never meant to intertwine. By attempting to play God, the Institute has taken the sanctity of human life and corrupted it beyond measure.
After all I've done for the Brotherhood, all the blood I've spilled in our name, how can you say that about me?
You're the physical embodiment of what we hate most. Technology that's gone too far. Look around you, Dance. Look at the scorched earth and the bones that litter the wasteland. Millions, perhaps even billions, died because science outpaced man's restraint. They called it a new frontier and pushing the envelope, completely disregarding the repercussions. Can't you see the same thing is happening again? You're a single bomb in an arsenal of thousands, preparing to lay waste to what's left of mankind.
You're comparing Dance to a nuclear bomb.
This machine might not be a bomb, but its goal is exactly the same. Place it where you want the damage done, and when you least expect it, it delivers a lethal blow without warning and without mercy. A precision strike delivered right at the heart of the enemy. How can you trust the word of a machine that thinks it's alive? A machine that's had its mind erased, its thoughts programmed, its very soul manufactured. Those ethics that it's striving to champion aren't even its own. They were artificially inserted in an attempt to have it blend into society.
It's true. I was built within the confines of a laboratory, and some of my memories aren't my own. But when I saw my brothers dying at my feet, I felt sorrow. When I defeated an enemy of the Brotherhood, I felt pride. And when I heard your speech about saving the Commonwealth, I felt hope. Don't you understand? I thought I was human, Arthur. From the moment I was taken in by the Brotherhood, I've done absolutely nothing to betray your trust, and I never will.
It's too late for that now. The Institute has foolishly chosen to grant you life. You simply should not exist. I don't intend to debate this any longer. My orders stand.
It's all right. We did our best. You convinced me that I was wrong to be ashamed of my true identity, and I thank you for it. Whatever you decide, know that I'm going to my grave with no anger and no regrets.
Touching. Either you execute Dance, or I will, Knight. The choice is yours.
If he dies, what happens to me?
Given the circumstances, I'd be willing to overlook this lapse in judgment. The fact that Dance's true nature was hidden from you isn't your fault. Now make your decision, or I will.
After all the sacrifices I've made, and all the battles I've fought for the Brotherhood, you need to listen to me. You owe me that much.
Very well. I'm listening.
If Dance dies, then you lose me as well. I can't stay in good conscience if his life means that little to you.
Your meager attempts at gaining my sympathy are becoming tiresome.
Whether he's human or not, Dance saved the lives of countless Brotherhood soldiers. Now it's time you saved his.
You're a stubborn woman. So, it appears we've arrived at an impasse. Allowing Dance to live undermines everything the Brotherhood stands for. Yet you insist that he remains alive, which leaves me with only a single alternative. Dance, as far as I'm concerned, you're dead. You were pursued and slain by this Brotherhood Knight, and your remains were incinerated. From this day forward, you are forbidden to set foot on the Pridwin, or speak to anyone from the Brotherhood of Steel. Should you choose to ignore me, know you'll be fired upon immediately. Do we understand each other?
I do. Thank you for believing in me, Arthur.
Don't mistake my mercy for acceptance. The only reason you're still alive is because of her. I'm returning to the Pridwin Knight. Take some time. Say your goodbyes. And then I expect to see you there. We still have the Institute to deal with.
Maybe we should rest here. The place is built like a fortress.
อินุหินมันใช่เวลาไหมเนี่ยห่วย
Hey there.
It took a hell of a lot of guts to stand up to Maxson like that.
Friends take care of each other, no matter what.
That they do. Which is why I've decided to stay here. I didn't plan on spending the rest of my days at this old listening post, but it will have to do. Besides, you're still going to need my help, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let you wander the Commonwealth alone. Now, you better get back to the Pridwin. In the meantime, I'll start making this bunker more livable. If you ever need me, I'll be right here.
What about Halen?
I don't think Maxson knew she was involved, so she'll be safe. I'll contact her and let her know what happened here. It's the least I could do.
Are you gonna have a problem killing synths?
I might physically be a synth, but my heart and mind belong to the Brotherhood. The Institute is still a tremendous threat to the Commonwealth. They possess technologies that need to be confiscated or destroyed. I promise you, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger on them.
Can't you come with me now?
You heard what Maxson said. If I'm seen aboard the Pridwin, at the police station, or at the airport, not only would I be killed, I'd undermine his authority. I won't do that. But if you need me to take the fight anywhere else, I'll be there.
Goodbye, Dance.
Farewell. I hope the next time we meet, it will be under happier circumstances.
คุณต้องเข้าใจแม็กสันเขาด้วยนะเวลาคนมันเป็นหัวหน้าเนี่ยมันมีอะไรต้องคิดมากกว่าคนที่เป็นลูกน้องเยอะครับ เขาต้องมองเผื่ออนาคตว่าถ้าเขาไม่เด็ดขาดเนี่ยมันจะมีปัญหาอื่นๆตามมาได้ผมเคยนะด้วยความที่สมัยเริ่มทำงานใหม่ๆผมเป็นคนชอบมาสายมากครับพอเป็นหัวหน้าเนี่ยใครมาสาย10 นาที20 นาทีเนี่ยผมไม่เคยว่านะคือไม่อยากให้เครียดกันมากนะครับแต่พอปล่อยมากเข้าไปมากลายเป็นว่าแม่งมาสายกันหมดทุกคนกระทบกับงานหนักเลยครับกับจุดเริ่มต้นแค่5 นาทีของคนคนเดียวเนี่ยความไม่เด็ดขาดมันนำมาซึ่งปัญหาได้อะไรประมาณนั้นว่าแต่ทำไมมึงต้องแก้ผ้าด้วยวะแดนกูยังไม่เข้าใจเลยเนี่ยคือจะตรวจว่าตัวเองเป็นซินจริงหรือเปล่าหรอตรวจเสร็จมันก็ใส่กลับเข้าไปสิว่ามายืนแอนอยู่ได้อ่ะล้างตากันนิดนึงตอนหน้าออโตบอทโรลเอาท์
Emperor Emir var Emrys, or to those on more intimate terms with him, the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes.
และ 4. อาณาจักรเรเดเนียอี2 อาณาจักรนี้ยังมีกษัตริย์อยู่ครับแต่ก็ไม่ค่อยได้ความนะนี่ก็เข้ามายึดเทเมเรียกับเอเดนที่ไร้ผู้นำมาเป็นของตัวเองไม่นานเท่าไหร่ก็ถูกจักรวรรดินิลฟการ์ดอาศัยจังหวะนี้บุกขึ้นมายึดไปได้ง่ายๆครับก็อย่างที่คุณเห็นนะครับตอนนี้มีค่ายทหารนิลฟการ์ด
Forgive me. You came, but you I did not embrace.
I name thee, say her name, and embrace thee as my daughter.
I name thee Daya.